And we are live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream here on the channel. It's Monday. I usually do these later in the week, but we're starting the week with a bang here. We really are. So hope you're all doing well. It's Monday, April 17th. I haven't done one of these since, I believe, April 5th. I checked on YouTube Studio before I went live. So missed last week, but we are back and maybe better than ever. So hope you're all doing well. If you're new here, these are just hangouts. I answer as many questions as I can for about an hour, hour and a half. They're very laid back, very chill. I thoroughly enjoy them, and I've done these for about 3 years on my channel now. So hell yeah to that. But if you guys are in here, hit that like button. It means a lot. Drop your questions in the chat again. I will get to as many of these as I can. I'll do speed rounds here and there. But if you want to guarantee that I get to your question, comment, concern, super chat is the way to go. It's also a way to help support the channel. Without further ado, let's just dive into this thing. Let's dive right in to all these questions. I see we've got about 13 of you in here right now, so welcome in, everybody. The first question from earlier is top 5 worst Cobra Kai characters. Instead of giving you 5 worst, I'm going to give you one who equals, the worst. All right, one character who is equal to 5 awful characters. Brooks, however you want to pronounce it. Awful, hateable, terrible character. It's weirdly satisfying when Hawk whoops his ass and at one point in the show. So he's the worst character in the entire show, probably. Off the top of my head, at least. Gavin says, did you watch the Barry season 4 premiere last night? I haven't watched it yet. I have not watched it yet. I actually, this whole weekend, you guys might have noticed I didn't post any videos. I took off posting videos Saturday and Sunday. I rewatched all of Ted Lasso. I love that show. And Cam had never seen it, so I was showing it to her. So we watched seasons 1 and 2 over the course of 2 days, and they're 30-minute episodes, so it's not that bad, but that's what I was doing. So I didn't watch it yet, but of course I'm excited. I know you guys know I love that show. I always talk about it. But I didn't want to watch it. I'm probably going to watch it tonight after this live stream. So yes, I will tune in. I'm very excited. I haven't been spoiled for anything. I don't think this is like a spoilery type show unless it's a finale, but I'm still pumped, and I think it's going to be damn good. So I'm tuning in tonight. A lot of people saying watch Zootopia, referring to a recent video I posted, a short, I should say. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I know I need to watch it. By the way, 51 people in here. Hit that like button, guys. It means a lot. Hit it. And if you want to guarantee that I get to your question, comment, concern, super chat is the way to go. But yeah, Zootopia, I see right here. Yeah, I haven't watched it. I always mention that when I talk about box office stuff. It was a behemoth at the box office. Let's just be honest. We got Alex in the house. Alex, how the hell you doing? We may get some trailer from CinemaCon next week. Interesting. Is that this week or like this upcoming? Like, so not the week we're in, but next week. I'll have to look that up, but yeah, awesome. What's the next film you're seeing in theaters? Probably Guardians 3. What's the first indie pop I'm picking up? Probably, man, there's some cool ones. I love the Professor Indiana Jones pop though. That's definitely going to be pretty high on that list. Ryan, how you doing? Welcome in. When did you stop watching Disney Channel? Probably in my early teen years. Like, I mean, I still watched a show here and there, like when I was 12, probably, but by the time I was like 13, 14, I kind of moved on from it. But I still go back and watch a lot of things from my childhood because I have very fond memories of like Disney and Nickelodeon shows. So there's actually a lot of quality TV from my childhood on those networks that I embrace. Love it. So yep. All right. Where was I? There I was in the chat. If the events of Stranger Things ended up being a dream, would you be ticked off? I would absolutely be mad. That would be the worst way to end not only that show, but like any show. It's just too gimmicky, and it's like, oh, it was all a dream. What would the point be? I would be very upset. There's no way they're going to do that, in my opinion. They can't. They can't do it. Scott says, what summer films are you looking forward to? I am the most excited for Indiana Jones, The Dial of Destiny. And by the way, I'm going to move this Lego set out of the background probably like tonight. But it's just there for now because I didn't really have anywhere else to put it in the moment. But I'm most excited for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I actually have like a top 10 most anticipated video out on the channel right now of summer movies exclusively. You guys check that out. Plug. But no, I'm excited for that, and I hope you guys are too. I hope everyone goes and sees the movie. I hope it's awesome. We'll see. We have to wait about a month and a half. I'm counting the days. I'm pumped for that movie. Okay, let's see. View with Drew, what's good? Ryan, I appreciate all the questions, by the way. Let's see. Where was I? It's weird. Ryan is here, and then Robin is here, and both from my end are an R profile picture. And I'm like, whoa, I thought they were all one person for a second, but they're two different people. Guardians 3, by the way, I am very excited for. Okay, who's a better actor, Sly or Arnold? I think Sly, because Sly gives better performances in movies like Rocky and Creed. I haven't seen like an Academy Award nominee worthy performance from Arnold, in my opinion. But so I go Stallone. But View with Drew, what's good? Hippo Dude, what's good? Carson, what's good? Jason Cruz in the house, what's good, my man? How you doing? Hope all's well. Did you get a pump today? I bet you did. On that grind, I see you. What's going on, everybody? Welcome in. Owen, how you doing? Taco Boy Studios. Gavin watches movies. Maggie in the house. How you doing, Maggie? Hope you have a wonderful day, and same to you, Abby. Fellow mods, what's good? My favorite show, Stranger Things. Stranger Things, baby. You already know. Where was I? Oh, I have an exciting announcement, by the way. An exciting announcement. I'll tell you guys at some point, but I'm excited, and I think a lot of you have been clamoring and asking for the return of something for the longest time, and I may have some news on that soon. That's all I'm going to say. I may announce it at some point in the stream, actually. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna text somebody about that right now. Let's see. I'm gonna send this text, but then I'll get right back to the question. So I hope you guys are excited. I know I am. Let me send this text. I can't do two things at once. It's kind of sad. Come in the chat. All right, I just texted somebody who you guys are familiar with. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Have you ever seen the movie Drive? I think I've been asked this one recently. I've seen it once. I went in expecting it to be something, and it was entirely the different thing. I thought it was literally going to be a heist movie. I knew nothing about it. I was like, this is going to be sick. The opening heist, like where he's driving with the getaway, I was like, this is going to be my favorite movie of all time. And it quickly devolved into something else that I couldn't appreciate fully because I went in really expecting something completely different. So it's a good movie from what I recall. Need to watch it again with the knowledge of what it is. So, yeah, that's my experience with Drive. I don't know if I've shared that before. I can't even really speak to it. It's been I watched it in 2018. So that was 5 years ago. Weird to say that out loud, by the way. Beckett, what's going on? How you doing? Best kids movie? I mean, if we're talking, probably The Lion King, because that's like my favorite animated movie. It's technically a kids movie, but it's transcendent in my opinion. Let's see. Cam's in the house. Cam says, hurry up so we can watch Ted Lasso. Thank you for the super chat, Cam. Yeah, I was talking about that earlier. We watched Ted Lasso all weekend, actually. We're up. I am caught up currently. She is now into season 3, so she's almost fully caught up with me, and then we'll watch the week-to-week episodes. But I was teasing something earlier that you guys sort of have been asking about a lot. The return of something, and I might have some more information on that soon. That's all I'm going to say. Might announce something in the stream. We'll see. It depends. It just depends. But something exciting is making a return. Let's just say that. Okay, where was I? I scroll on these things. Okay, here we are. Ooh, Abby says I watched the show School Spirits. Is that the one with Peyton List of Cobra Kai fame? Very cool. I haven't watched it. It's on Paramount Plus, I believe, though. I see the ad for it on my not on my YouTube, on my Instagram when I'm scrolling. What's your favorite true events or true story movie? Okay, I'm biased here, but favorite true story movie is going to be Remember the Titans or Moneyball, or Miracle, any like sports-based true story movie. My cup of tea, right? It's right up my alley. But in terms of the non-sports genre, I would have to say The Social Network is really high up there. Other than that, I'm really trying to think. I'm looking over at my Blu-ray shelf. Steve Jobs is incredible as well. But did you guys tell I like Aaron Sorkin? I just dropped 3 of his movies that he's written. So yeah, those are like all my types of movies right there. One I've had the urge to rewatch lately is 127 Hours. That is technically based on true events. Main Gamer, what's going on? Ryan reviews everything, says, love you, bro. Do you have any tips for reviewing movies and TV shows? Yeah, absolutely. Now, I don't review everything, as you guys know. I don't review everything. There are channels out there that do. More power to them. I have an immense amount of respect for people who review. I'll name drop Austin Burke. Immense amount of respect for that man. He reviews pretty much everything, And I really I tip my hat off to him. He knows what he's doing. He's a grinder and he's a damn good reviewer. Um, but but yeah, for me, I built my channel on not exclusively reviews. It was, top 10s, all these things. But in terms of review, because I can give you perspective of someone who's not like a every video is a review type of person, I have like almost evolved the style of reviews over the years. Like I used to be super like when I first started doing them, I was so worried about like being so what am I trying to say here? I was so concerned about like not sounding intelligent, but like almost not sounding scripted either, but just like being like, oh, it has to be perfect and all this thing and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, I have a weird love-hate relationship with reviews. With reviews I have for the longest time. But what I've come to realize is that my best video reviews are when I just hit record and speak freely. And I don't worry about what other people are going to perceive of what I'm saying, because that is just not a good review. I mean, there's movies I can name where the consensus is this movie's amazing. It has high praise from critics and audiences, but I haven't loved them. And those are the hardest reviews to film. But at the end of the day, I realize like I'm making this review to share my thoughts, my honest thoughts. And I think honesty, this whole long worded thing I'm doing is trying to get to the thing here of honesty is the best way to go about a review. You can tell when someone just doesn't fully believe what they're saying. And I mean, there have been times, it's hard as well, because when you watch a movie once and you film your review like within hours after it to get it up for like an embargo or something, it's like your opinions can change on that movie overnight. And at least for me, the more I let a movie sit and soak on it more, like the more my thoughts on that movie can change. And so that's kind of the hardest part, I would actually say. That's difficult, is when if it's a big movie and you're kind of conflicted on it, and it's like, oh, I got to get this review out by the embargo. It's like a recent example of that is the movie Air. I went and saw it. I saw it at 1:30 in the afternoon. Bad move on my part. I was kind of tired going into the movie, so I was dozing a little, and my heart wasn't in it. I didn't really need to be there, and so I filmed this out of theater reaction, and I was like, it was good, but I thought it was a little conventional. Blah blah blah. I was just pulling shit out of my ass, to be honest, because I couldn't think of legitimate critiques. I want to rewatch that movie, and the more I think about it, the more I have liked it. I saw it once. I can't wait to watch it again. I'm not going to go back in theaters, but when it comes to digital, I will watch it again. But this is all that's to say when it comes down to my advice for reviewing movies and shows is don't worry about sounding or don't worry about agreeing with the masses just to please people. Just be honest. Be honest with yourself. That's my biggest piece of advice, because I know for me early on, you can go back in 2019, I was like scared to like talk bad about a movie, like for some reason. And it's really not that big of a deal. It's really not. That's how, if you feel that way about a movie, then say how you feel. That's my biggest piece of advice that took me a while to really get over the hump with. If you go back to my Toy Story 4 review, I think I was praising the movie, which at the time I was like, I actually liked it, but it's weird almost, going back and seeing how opinion changed. But long-winded piece of advice: honesty is your best friend when it comes to reviewing, and don't really, and more so than honesty, I would say, actually. Sorry, this is a long answer. I'll get to some questions in a second. Um, definitely just find your voice, I would say, instead of just trying to sound like a robot, Rotten Tomatoes reviewer, an IMDb synopsis. Just like pinpoint a few things that you really thought about. Like for me as well, if I see a movie early, people are like, how do we know you watched it? It's like I always try and throw in little details about scenes in the movie that to like not prove that I've seen it, but like connect it to my overall big picture review, like my thoughts. I'll like pinpoint, I'll like go over a scene loosely. So if there's a certain detail that happens in the scene, I don't want to spoil it, but I can kind of use descriptive language to get around it. That's another piece of advice I have, but I hope that helps. That was really long-winded. Apologies, but yeah, time to go for a little speed round. Great question, by the way, Ryan. Okay, here we go. Speed round time. Jason, I remember you, man. Yeah, that was a fun stream with Brandon. I'll have to have him on again sometime soon. One of my favorite live streams I've done this year for sure with Brando Critic. Just very laid back podcast style. But yeah, I remember you, Jason. I hope you're doing well. Let's see. Kyler's a terrible Cobra Kai character. I agree. Ted Lasso or Stranger Things? Stranger Things. Come on. But I love Ted Lasso still. I have not seen Day Jones the 6th. I've heard great things though. First movie you've ever watched? I couldn't tell you, actually, for money. I couldn't even tell you. Arrow or The Flash? I've seen neither, so I'll just say The Flash. Why not? Ted Lasso or Stranger Things? I think I already literally just answered that. But Stranger Things over everything. Lauren asks, you ever go on a stream on Twitch again? Yes, I am. That's like part of an announcement, I guess. I should be, and I can't guarantee this, but in some way, shape, or form, my goal is to stream Jedi Survivor, and I will figure that out. I actually have something in the works behind the scenes, technology-wise, that could enable me to actually bring that back. So that should be coming, and I'm excited. And it's been a long damn time, and Twitch I truly love it. It just fell to the wayside for a bit because of technology, and then I was like, oh, I just don't need to do it anymore. But I love it, and it's truly some of the most fun things I've ever had. Experiences I've had online or from Twitch streams, and I can see down in the chat Maggie in the house still. She said the legendary 8-hour streams. Yeah, I've done 8-hour streams over there, guys. So if you want to follow me on Twitch, stay tuned on all my social medias for future announcements. But I have some juicy things coming to Twitch, hopefully very, very soon, I should say. All right. And by the way, thank you guys so much for being in here. 56 people. Thank you. Hit that like button. It means a lot. If you guys are here on the replay, also, leave some questions. I'll try and get to them. Hit the like button. I know time zones are a wild thing. And yeah, super chat's the way to go to guarantee I get to your question, comment, concern, because I won't be able to get to this entire chat. Super chat's the way to go. It's also a way to help support. It would mean a lot. All right. Arian says, if you had to watch one movie for the rest of your life, what would it be? The more I think about it, the more I say right now, and guys, you guys know me on these live streams, I always answer with like 5 of my favorite movies. Right now, I think I go Raiders of the Lost Ark because I just rewatched it and I honestly want to watch it again. But that changes constantly. Raiders, though, right now is like crawling towards my number 1 overall favorite movie. So it's fun how that changes around. That's what I love about movies is how the top 10, top 5 lists, those change from month to month. If you watch my top 10 of something from 2020, it's probably completely different than it is right now. Okay, Parks and Rec is underrated, someone says. I think it's solid, but The Office is far superior. I have seen the poster for Dial of Destiny. Chef's kiss, that's what I say to that. Jello plays, did I like Mando Up 7? I did. Best episode of the season. Now let me say this. It's not the best episode of the show by any means, but it did give us the return of Moff Gideon. I'm just saying, that's not even a spoiler. We know he was going to be in the show at some point. That alone is enough for me. There are some badass moments here. There's still honestly, there's some irritating humor in this that was just like, what are we doing here? But by the end of the episode, it really, I thought, found its footing a little bit more. But without question, finale's Wednesday. This is the messiest season, and that's not even up for debate. Was a very solid episode, though. Favorite Lord of the Rings character? Give me, give me Aragorn. I gotta go Aragorn. Yeah. I was like, I like Sam, though. Sam's probably my number 2. And then I like Gandalf, too. But I love a lot of those characters. Some of the best written ever. Me and Cam actually spent all weekend not only just watching Ted Lasso, but also building a Lord of the Rings Lego set, which I think you can follow Cam on Instagram to see updates of that, and her TikTok as well. But it was huge. Biggest Lego set I've ever taken on, and it was a lot of fun. That is complete now. It's a thing of beauty, really. Okay. And again, I'll get to as many of these as I can. I apologize. I know I'm a little behind the chat. Favorite billion-dollar movie? Off the top of my head, I think Avengers Infinity War, but yeah, I think I got to go Infinity War. Excuse me. Let's see. Top 5 Stranger Things episodes. In no order. The 2 behind me, for starters, that is Dear Billy, which is season 4, episode 4, and season 4, episode 9, which I believe is called The Piggyback. It says it on the poster. Yeah, The Piggyback. I knew that. I should have second-guessed myself. Those 2. I will go the season 3 finale. I'm a big finale guy for these shows. I would probably have to throw the season 2 finale in there, and then I would probably throw in the season 1 finale. Now, in terms of non-finale eps, there's a lot you could argue as well, but those are the most memorable off the top of my head, at least to me. Nerd Talks, what's going on? What do you think will be the worst movie of the year? Hard to say. I don't know, but what did I watch? Megan? That might go down for me. That movie's trash, in my opinion. It was awful. The Marvels or Guardians 3? It's hard to compare the two, because I'm actually very excited for both these movies. I will say the Guardians 3 because it's going to be an epic conclusion to this trilogy. I think people are actually going to die, but I want to make this extremely clear to everyone watching this right now. I am actually very, very excited for the Marvels. I think it looks like a blast, and I love Monica Rambeau in WandaVision. Captain Marvel's character is headed in the right direction, and Miss Marvel was a delight in her show. Very excited for that. Let me make that clear. Guardians 3, it just happens to be higher up on my anticipated list. Let's see. Best Stranger Things season? 4. How many times have I seen Game of Thrones? I think I've seen it like 4 or 5 times, maybe more. I watched seasons 1 through 7 multiple times. Multiple times in my life. And then, yeah, I haven't watched season 8 much, but I would say at least 5. I'm not even exaggerating. At least 5 times. I know that show very, very well. Thoughts on the Rey storyline continuing from Maggie? It's controversial, right? I don't understand why we're exploring that time period of Star Wars right now. I really don't. I think truthfully that's the least interesting time period of Star Wars to dive into right now. 15 years after the sequel trilogy ended, like, sure, it's untapped territory, but there's untapped territory in a massive timeline, and you could introduce new characters. If it was a trilogy, and if it was like 11, 12. Can I do math? 10, 11, 12. There we go. If it was a new trilogy, I might actually understand that more. But just to do one movie, it's a little weird, a little strange. Maybe they have a trilogy lined up to continue the Skywalker saga, but to just do the one-off, it's almost like it's strange almost. I'm the most excited for the James Mangold movie alongside the Mando verse movie with Filoni. But I mean, it's like I don't like hate Rey's guts. Like a lot of people hate her guts for some reason. I think she's a fine character, really. Like I don't love her. I love her in The Force Awakens, and then I think every character from that trilogy gets worse with each film. The writing just gets worse, and it's like, what's going on here? But it's insane, I will say, the massive amounts of hate that character gets. It kind of blows my mind, actually. I can't process or understand why, because there are significantly worse characters in that trilogy. I don't know. That's a whole can of worms, but I just don't understand the overwhelming hate for that. I'm not like pumped for it. I'm still going to watch it, but like, the hate I don't get, All right. Where are we at? Trying to catch up in the chat here. Who do I think should win the Sakai Taikai? It's got to be Robbie, right? Got to be Robbie probably, or Sam. Again, I say that every time, but one of those two would make me the happiest. For sure. Predictions for the Mando finale? Thrawn will appear. That's pretty obvious to me at this point. But other than that, I don't really know if I have many predictions. Favorite Keanu movie? If you're referring to Keanu Reeves, John Wick Chapter 4 all day. That movie's damn near masterpiece in my mind. 63 people in here, by the way. Wow. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you're having a great Monday. Hit that like button. Hit it. And feel free to send in a super chat to guarantee I get to your question, comment, concern. But yeah, Keanu Reeves, I got to go with John Wick Chapter 4. That movie is masterful. Like, I'm not even exaggerating to you. Like, I cannot process as a human being how they filmed one scene in that movie. The highway scene, and then there's like this one scene like overhead. The amount of effort and just pure brain power that went into that, it kind of makes my jaw hit the floor when I was sitting there in the theater. So blows my mind, frankly. But yes, if you guys are gonna hit that like button, I see someone said that in the chat. Where was I? There I was. Favorite Star Wars villain besides Vader and Palpatine? Give me some water and then I'll let you know. Water is the best thing in the world, by the way. Darth Maul for me. Darth Maul, because of the Clone Wars and Rebels. They really expand upon him with Sam Witwer's rendition of the character. I love that character, Darth Maul. I got his Funko Pop on my wall over there, so I would have to say Maul. But yeah, that's my answer right there for sure. What is your opinion on the Shawshank Redemption? It's an all-timer. It's not my favorite movie of all time, but it is a 5 out of 5 must-watch at least once in your life film. And there's a track on the soundtrack that I adore. I don't remember it, but it's at the the ultimate moment of that movie. You know what I'm talking about. But I don't want to spoil it in case you haven't seen it for some reason. But the score there, oh my gosh, it is out of body good. Announce it. I think I might know the announcement. Perhaps I might save it for a little later, or maybe I should just go ahead and do it. Honestly, I might just go ahead and do it. Let me announce this. Let me announce this for real. We have an announcement. Let me see if the person responds real quick. But yeah, in the meantime, while I wait for a response, which could take it, who knows how long it'll take, I will make an announcement very soon. So stay tuned. Huge announcement. I'm excited about it. Okay. Peyton List is in that show. Okay, yeah. Carson says, "Have you seen Dead Poet Society?" I have. Oh, Captain, my Captain. Yeah, I've seen it. That's the most iconic quote from the movie, Carpe Diem. I've seen it once or twice in my life. Parts of it in high school, and then I watched the full thing on my own. Damn good film. Robin Williams, I mean, he's the man. Can we just all admit he's the man? Rest in peace. There's no admitting that needs to be done. We all know he was just a one of a kind dude. The way that he was able to bring joy to the screen and to our lives. Good Will Hunting, that performance truly resonates with me. It's a perfect movie, perfect performance. Okay. Have I seen Perks of Being a Wallflower? I have. My friend Trevor recommended that to me, and I watched it back in 2020. It was damn good. I haven't watched it since, but at the time, it really, really struck a chord with me. So it's one of those better coming-of-age movies. I don't know about the rewatchability, because it gets pretty damn dark near the end. But there's like that uplifting, hopeful feeling at the end that I love in coming-of-age movies. So yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. How many times have I seen Game? Oh, I already answered that one. I don't know why I read that differently. I thought it said Guardians of the Galaxy. All right. I'm watching Dungeons and Dragons. I've heard great things, Frankie. I haven't watched it. I literally was just busy on like a trip when I was at Disney, and then like things got busy, and I just never watched it. I will watch the movie at this point. For me, there's like a time period where it's like I have now I've passed my limit of going to see that in theaters. Like, I feel like I have missed the boat of going to see that movie in theaters, so I'm just going to wait. That's kind of how I am right now with it. That's also how I am with, or no, never mind. That I already saw that movie. So that's how I feel right now about it, to be honest. By the way, we have a super chat. Let me get to that super chat, and then we're making this announcement. Network 98, thank you for the super chat. Hashtag long time, 100%. You keeping up with NFL or watch any NBA? Honestly, I'm not really following. I know it's the offseason for the NFL. I know the draft is coming up. In terms of the NBA, my great friend who I've referenced multiple times, Trevor from Film Geeks, he's a big Sacramento Kings fan, and I don't watch the NBA, but it would be sick if they won the whole damn thing. That would be awesome. So I'm rooting for them, even though I'm not really tuning in. If the Kings won, that would be awesome. Other than that, I don't have a dog in the fight. The Atlanta Hawks are in the playoffs, but I think they're going to get swept by the Celtics. I don't really care. I don't care. So yeah, there's that. Let me scroll back up in the chat to where I was, and then I'm going to make this announcement. Let's see. I don't know why my heart's racing. Like I'm nervous or something. I'm weird. I literally don't know why I'm weird. Okay. All right. Let me leave my mouse there. Okay. We're making this announcement. Let's do it. I'm calling someone. See if she or he answers. Hello.
I just got to the part in your live stream where you said you were weird because you were nervous.
I don't know why I'm being weird. I'm going to show you to the people. All right.
Hi, people.
So, the announcement we are making is that the Unusual Couple podcast is back, baby. It's making a return.
Yes, sir.
It's been... Go ahead.
The reason it sort of like disbanded, I guess is the word, is because for a while I was still in college and our schedules were just so different. So that got really tricky and difficult. And then, being so honest, I went through like a depressive episode, and then I've had like a really bad skin issue, and I didn't want to put that on camera, but now that's fixed and I'm out of college, and so now we can probably start it back up.
Yeah, and we already have outlined about 3 episodes, so hopefully next week it makes its return. And then, you know, what's down the corner? Guardians 3. So we'll have like an MCU thing, but it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. So in the words of the great Tony Stark, it's good to be back. So that is coming. Stay tuned. And I'm just excited to get back to it. Yeah.
Yes.
That's all, though. That was the announcement. Do you want to say goodbye to the people?
Bye, people.
Yeah. See you, Cam.
Bye.
That was the announcement. Yeah. A Usual Couple podcast is back. I know you guys have been asking and asking and asking and asking. But it's back. And I think you got, the chat, I see you guys. Yes, it's back. It's back. So it'll be back probably. I don't know what day we're going to drop it. You can follow us on Instagram. It's the Unusual Couple podcast. We'll let you guys know when the episodes are going to drop and all that stuff. But Spotify, I believe Apple it's on, and then on YouTube it'll be there. So yeah, that's coming back, and I'm pumped. I am. So it's a weekly thing, about an hour show. It's going to be a damn good time. I'm ready. I'm ready. I wonder how many people will return for it, actually, because it's been 9 months almost since we've done that. So it's been in retirement for a while, but it's coming back, and we said it would. So it's coming back. All right, moving on with the questions, though. Thank you guys for being in here. 52 of you guys. Again, hit that like button. It means a lot. And Super Chat's the way to go to guarantee I get to your question, your comment, your concern. Let's see where I was in the chat. I was somewhere up here. I answered this one. I'm using this as a marker, by the way. Where was I? Answered that one. So now I'm just kind of scrolling here, trying to find my footing again. We're gonna go right. We're just gonna pick a spot and go from there. Apologies if I miss anything. Where was I? This is just me scrolling. Okay, here we go. Have I ever seen Star Wars Resistance? I have not. Is that the Disney XD show? I heard it was really just not that good and pretty much aimed towards young children, so I haven't checked it out. I don't know if I ever will. Yeah, don't see myself ever watching it. Do you think? I don't think they should make Toy Story 5. Is that what you're trying to say? I don't think they should. I know they're going to make it, but I don't think that Toy Story 5 should be a thing. Favorite Rocky movie? The OG. You can't top the original, in my opinion, but Creed is a damn great like reboot in a way, but like a legacy sequel. The second Rocky, though, that's great. Great. Let's see. Ooh. Yeah, the Rivendell set is a thing of beauty. That's the one we did. And it's truly beautiful. After the success of Super Mario movie, which Nintendo property would you like to see adapted next? Good question. Huh. You know, I just want to see a Super Smash Bros. Movie. That's what I want. And I know that's kind of like jumping ahead because they might want to get all the little pieces together before they go that route. But that's what I want to see. Just a Super Smash Bros. Movie one day. And I think they probably will one day. So that's kind of what I hope. And that'd be awesome. So yeah, that would be sick. Where was I? Let's see. Okay. Who wins in a fight? Captain America versus Batfleck. Live action, but Batman doesn't have prep time. Captain America probably kills him because he's a super soldier, you know? Like that's the thing I always take into account. And like I know that people like probably will get mad at that, but you have to think like Bane in The Dark Knight Rises essentially killed Batman. Bane, who's strong, but Batman, or excuse me, Captain America is extremely strong, and yeah, I just think Cap wins. I think Spider. I mean, most of the MCU heroes are going to beat Batman. Like I know that people get mad at that, but Batman to me, he's a brawler, but without like a special suit or again, like you said, I need like time to figure out like a Home Alone type plan for his fight. He's probably getting his ass whooped. Like if they just showed up on the streets, I think Cap's probably taking him down pretty easily too. Okay. All right, where was I? Do I think The Flash will do well at the box office while behind the scenes drama? I do. It's still a DC movie with Flash. I think it will. I don't know if it's going to do better than Shazam, and I don't know if it's going to light it up at the box office. Let me take a sip of water, by the way. Sorry. I still think it's going to do well, though. It comes out, in summer. Any movie like that comes out in like June, July, I mean, there's going to be an audience for it, and it's The Flash. That CW show even has been long running for a while. There's fans of that character, and I think it will be affected because of the current state of DC, the drama, the Ezra Miller stuff. I think all of that will have an impact on the film, but I still think it will do decent. The only thing is the competition. All right, it's going to get swallowed up at the box office if it's not a good movie. The thing that will make or break it is its Rotten Tomato score, because that's just the world we live in. Audiences aren't going to go see something if it's poorly rated. If that has like a high Rotten Tomato score, though, if we're talking like if it somehow gets in the 90s or 80s, honestly, if it's in the 90s Rotten Tomatoes before it comes out, people are going to go see the movie. So it's going to do pretty well, I think, but not the best, but it's going to do pretty well. All right. See, we have a super chat. I'm scrolling to go to it. This is from Josh. I don't care if this is a hot take, but I'm thrilled about the Harry Potter TV series. I've read the books enough to know how poorly adapted they were, especially later ones. First 3 are decent, but that's it. That is a fairly hot take, Josh. But to me, and this is where I stand on it, I don't really think it's necessary to... what am I trying to say here? I don't think it's necessary to make a 7 season long TV show just to get a few more details from the book. Like, leave some of it to the imagination. Read the book and create the movie in your head. That's how I feel about it. Like, we already have a perfect film franchise, in my opinion, in terms of like actual movies that have not only worldwide impact and nostalgia for people, but are genuinely damn great films, from the score to the direction to the performances to bringing this Wizarding World to life. It's so soon, in my opinion. It would be like if they made a TV show about the original trilogy into like a 3-season TV show or something. It's gimmicky. It's desperate. It's blatantly desperate with no attempt for originality here, in my opinion. And it's going to receive a lot of backlash and hate. And I'm not excited for it all. That's how I feel about it. I know there's a lot of people out there, Josh, who are, because of the the book details. And I'm just gonna say it. I've never heard anyone out there that's like a fan of Harry Potter be like, yeah, I really want him to reboot it so that I can see the details. Like I've seen this crowd on social media that's like, people have been clamoring for this. Book fans have been clamoring for this just to see this scene or this character from the book that wasn't in the movie. And it's like, that doesn't warrant a whole ass reboot, in my opinion. That's how I feel about it. So again, I'm glad you are excited for that, Josh. I know there are people out there who are. I am not personally, and I will not be, period. I think it's sad. It's sad is what I think, but that's just my opinion. All right. Where was I? Where the hell was I? I got I see media reviews in the house. I'm gonna get to that question in a second, Ben. I actually was talking about Ted Lasso earlier. That's why I'm excited to get to it. Okay. Super Mario 2 with Yoshi. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, they're probably going to do all that stuff. I mean, the movie's going to make $1 billion, I would say. It's on pace, right? I mean, did it just hit $700 million already? That's impressive. Very impressive. All right, where was I? Trying to get some ones I haven't answered here. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Zilla says, hey, Chris, what's a reboot you think is actually better than the original? You know what? I'm not kidding. I'm going to show you guys my notes. Where was I? Right here. I don't know if you guys can read this. I don't want to show you the rest of my notes, but right here on my notes, it says, this is for tomorrow. It says, times where remake was better than original. That's a video I'm making. So great minds think alike, right? I would have to say, I haven't really looked into it as much as I will for the video tomorrow, but I'm going to say remake or reboot. Excuse me, a reboot was better than the original. It's tough. It's tough, guys. I reboot was better than the original. Look, there's cases out there, but then it's tough to say because I haven't seen the original. Like, an example would be, I haven't seen the 21 Jump Street show, but I love the movies. So it would be kind of unfair to say that because it's a reboot, right? But I haven't seen the original. So it feels unfair in a way. That's one I'm leaning to right now off the top of my head. I'll have better ones tomorrow when I actually look into this, because I forget what's a reboot of things and like the reboots I've seen. So I kind of go into that and look into Letterboxd, the movies I've seen, what's a reboot, what's not. But that one strikes me. But I'll check out the chat as I scroll here for any better ones, because there has to be some better ones. Favorite musical movie? Great question. Great question. One of my favorite genres, by the way. I'm gonna say, and I'm not talking about movies with music in them here. I'm like a Whiplash or a Star is Born. I'm gonna go like the exclusive, like this is a musical film route. I'm gonna rattle off a few. West Side Story, either rendition. I've really come around on the new one lately. But the music, I think the singing from the first one is better. At least the main lead, Tony. But I would have to say West Side Story, either rendition. I would have to say I've really grown a liking for Sweeney Todd, the Tim Burton film. I would say La La Land is up there for me. And then if I'm throwing another one in, I would say like The Sound of Music. But I'm probably forgetting a few. I could do 10. I love that genre so much. Maggie says, just restarted Clone Wars. Never finished my watch through. I'm starting over. Honestly, go for it. You're going in the order, right, Maggie, of like the Disney one? I think we had talked about it. The Star Wars put out like an official order. Double B says, thoughts on Bad Batch Season 2? I have not acknowledged that yet this stream. By the way, my floor right now, I'm not lying, and then I'll get to the question. My entire floor right here, is a massive pile of Legos, because I went, I'm on like a Lego kick right now. I'm kind of re-exploring a part of my childhood. So I have saved my childhood Legos, and they're in a big tub. And I dumped them out on the floor, and I'm not kidding. For about 45 minutes today, I was sifting through them, collecting like all the things and looking up, minifigure value, like just to see what my collection is like. And I have some pretty cool stuff. So that I keep looking over at that. But I haven't actually watched much of it. I have seen the first 2 episodes when they came out, and I was waiting for it all to finish. Now that it's all out, I got to find a time to sit down and watch it. I like the Bad Batch the first season. I don't love the Bad Batch though, as much as Clone Wars or Rebels. So I like it. I have the Funko Pops of them, and they're very cool characters and all that. But a lot of the episodes I've found are the term that everyone gets offended by in the Star Wars fandom. You ready? Filler. I know those exist, but it'll just be, I hate to even say it, but like legitimate filler. There was more direction in both Clone Wars. At least they had arcs for the episodes that felt meaningful in some way. Rebels was a consistent, like sort of through line, but this show is really all over the place. I don't love it, but I do like it. Favorite character from the Mario verse? I'd probably have to say Bowser if we're talking about the movie verse. In general, I like to drive as Toad when I play Mario Kart. Donkey Kong's cool, but I don't know. I like Bowser for sure. I've seen Tron Legacy, but it was years ago, so I kind of haven't seen it in a way. I've technically watched the movie, but I really haven't, if that makes sense. Like I haven't watched it since I'd say when it came out, 2010, 2011. I didn't see it in theaters, but when it came out on like digital back then, which was a longer gap of time, that's the last time I watched it. So I barely remember it. Okay. Where the hell was I? I always lose my spot for some reason, which is inexcusable. Why do I hate Megan? The reason I hate Megan is because it doesn't know what it wants to be, and it can't fully commit. First, for starters, and I'll make this quick, there is not a single remotely likable character in the movie. They're all just dumb, plain stupid. And then Megan is a watered down like Chucky. It's like it needed to fully commit to what it wanted to be. It's like trying to play up this like it's like a slasher movie. There's like barely any kills in the movie, and if they are, they're like off screen for the most part. It's not remotely scary or even eerie or terrifying, and like it's not cheesy dumb fun. It's just nothing. It had no value. It was painfully unfunny if it tried to be, and it didn't have any charm or like this is fun. It was bad, and I found the movie a total bore, lifeless even. Couldn't take it, couldn't stand it. Finally answered that. I know I've been asked that question a lot. I finally answered it, but there you go. Either Mario or Fast X will be the highest grossing film of 2023. I disagree, actually. I think the Little Mermaid will actually be the highest grossing film. And I say this right now. I think the Little Mermaid is going to crack the top 10 highest grossing movies of all time. If you look at Disney's live action track record, Aladdin and The Lion King is, I think, 8 all time or somewhere in the top 10. That is huge. Aladdin is big. The Little Mermaid, I think, is I just thought I saw something in my wallet, freaked me out, but it's just a shadow. The Little Mermaid is quite possibly the most iconic the most iconic Disney animated movie of all time. There's an argument to be made. Can we agree? I think we can. That alone, with the loaded cast and the summer release date, notably the end of May, that's the same time that Top Gun Maverick came out last year. It's a perfect weekend, kickstarts the summer in a way. People are going to go see this movie in droves. I think it's easily going to do $1 billion. Those two films you mentioned will also do $1 billion, but Little Mermaid, I think, will be the highest grossing movie of the year. That's all I have to say about that. Have I seen every Denis movie? I haven't. I've seen Prisoners, Enemy, Arrival, Dune. I haven't seen fully. I'm not going to lie to you. I never talk about this. I fell asleep watching Sicario the first time, and I like know what happens. I know what happens in that movie. Like I watched an hour of it, and I like had someone explain to me what happened. This was back when it came out, like in 2016, right? Somewhere around there, maybe 15 or 14 even. Someone like explained to me what happened after, and I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty good. I'll watch it one day. Haven't gone back to it. And then I never watched 2049. I know that's a big one I got to watch, but I haven't seen it. What's your favorite film this year so far? John Wick Chapter 4. Easy. Favorite Bond? Casino Royale or Skyfall. And yes, podcast is coming back. Glad to see you guys are excited. I am. I'm excited. Very excited. That's funny, Maggie. Yeah, I'm hyped. It's going to be fun. Have I seen the Jason Bourne movies? I have. I talked about that on a recent stream, but I have. The trilogy is the only ones I really acknowledge. The rest are kind of bad, to be honest. Bourne Legacy's bad, guys. Jason Bourne I haven't seen since theaters. I barely remember it, to be honest with you. I remember who I saw the film with and where I sat in the theater, but I don't remember what happened. We got Ben, though. This is one I wanted to get to. Hey man, been binging Ted Lasso recently, and I got to ask, what's your top 3 favorite characters? You caught up on season 3 too. Here's what I'll say about Ted Lasso. I am caught up except for one episode, the one that came out last Wednesday. I'm probably going to watch tonight. I love Ted Lasso, and I watched the show for the first time July 2022, and it's funny I mentioned this earlier in the stream. Starting Saturday, literally, I started watching it again. I binged it with Cam because she had never seen it, so I showed it to her for the first time, and we're into season 3, so she's about to be caught up with me tonight. We'll finish that. Love it. Love Ted Lasso. I think it's actually now in my top 10. I have to rewatch because I've seen it once. This rewatch, it's in my top 10 favorite shows, which is a constantly ever-changing list, by the way. But top 3 characters, I got you. Number 1, Roy Kent. Oi, we're leaving. I love Roy Kent. Number 2 and 3 and 4, whatever. It's honestly hard to differentiate from there. Roy Kent is clearly my favorite. I do think Ted is probably my number 2. I love Ted Lasso himself. 3, it's tough to go through. Like 3 is now where it gets difficult. Those 2 are probably my clear favorites. I really like a lot of I love the development of Jamie Tart. I also love Rebecca. So there's a lot of picks out there. Probably one of those 2 is like my 3. Sam is just such a great dude. There's so many awesome characters in that show. So that's like my probably top 5, unless I'm forgetting someone. But honorable mention, Football is Life, Danny Rojas. Okay. Matthew says, hey, Chris, I have a completely out there question. But what time did you guys get there to meet Giancarlo Esposito at Comic-Con a couple months ago? I'm planning on meeting him in Philly, but there's no times online. Yeah, so if you're going to get an autograph, you can go. We actually got there right when it opened, so I guess it started at 10:30. They opened the floor. This was at Atlanta Comic-Con. This is sort of a smaller con. And we just went straight back there. He was the first guy who did that day. So when you go there, they have like the celebrity tables and they'll have signs out for when they're signing. My advice would be to, if you can see when he's doing photo ops that day, that'll kind of give you an idea of when he's going to be signing autographs, which is probably the rest of the day. But I'd make a beeline, go there and they'll have a table with prices and hours of him signing autographs. And you can just get in line and wait there until he shows up. That's kind of my advice. But yeah, Giancarlo was a really cool dude. It was cool meeting him. This was before Mando season 3 came out. And in retrospect, he might have lied to me, but it's okay. he said, we got a great season. And I was like, oh, I can't wait. And then it was like not a great season, but you got to hype up the show, right? If you're him. So it could end with a bang. See, episode 7 was pretty solid. But yeah, that's my advice. Enjoy, have fun. Top 3 favorite top 3 best Office characters: Jim Halpert, Dwight Schrute, Michael Scott. And not in that order, but those are the top 3 for me. When is your movie hot take video coming? This week. I don't know what day yet, but this week. Favorite action sequence in Indiana Jones movie? Great question. I honestly, I might throw a bone to the minecart chase in Temple of Doom. That one's sick. That one's awesome. I don't know if it's my outright favorite, but I had to mention it. I just had to mention it. Where are we at? By the way, hit that like button if you guys are in here. It means a lot. Hit that like button. If you want to guarantee I get to your question, comment, concern, super chat is the way to go. It's also a way to help support the channel. Alrighty, keeping on with the chat. Have I seen Tales of the Jedi? I have. I actually have a review on my channel from, I think, October it came out. We're getting to season 2. I'm excited. I like Tales of the Jedi. I watched it, and like they're like 15-minute shorts, and basically mini episodes of like Star Wars: The Clone Wars, just fill in the gaps for things. It was pretty neat, so I'm down for the next season. Top 3 best Game of Thrones characters: The Hound, Jon Snow, and Tyrion. Shout out the following characters. Speed round. This is a speed round for shouting out: Sansa, Arya, Brienne of Tarth, Ned Stark, Robb Stark, Jaime Lannister, and I'm probably forgetting something that's in my top 10, but oh my god, early season Bronn. They kind of just left him behind, but Bronn is funny. I like Bronn, not Bran. Bronn. Those are literal characters from the show. Do I think Stranger Things season 5 can flop hard in Game of Thrones? I don't. The reason, here's the clear reason, Carson. David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, Dan and Dave as they're called, wanted out of Game of Thrones. HBO wanted to keep the show going about 10 seasons, I read. Or they wanted to keep it going forever, pretty much. It was so big for them. Dan and Dave got tired, and so they were like, we're going to go do Star Wars. We're going to rush this thing. And they wanted to, I think HBO also wanted season 7 and 8 to be 10 seasons, I read. And that did not happen. They were like, no, let's shorten it. The Duffer Brothers aren't like, oh, we got to move on from Stranger Things. Let's rush this thing. They have this thing thought out. They know where it's headed. They know the end game. Game of Thrones did not. This is going to be, I think, true. I'm not even worried. This is going to be one of the better season finales of all time. Series finales, I should say. Each season just gets better and better in a way. We know these characters so well at this point. They know what the end game is. They know. I trust fully. So no way can it be that upsetting. I just don't think so. Let me take a sip of water. Movie Central. Hey, Chris, what advice do you have for someone who wants to start a YouTube channel? So I kind of gave some advice earlier in stream about reviewing, if you want to go back and look at that. But in terms of just starting a YouTube channel, just in general, like not even movies or anything, I would say, or just in general, my biggest piece of advice would be, wow, there's so many I could go for, but I'm gonna be real with you right now. I wanted to start a channel forever. High school, I was like, I'm gonna start. Every year, I was like, should I start a YouTube channel and talk about movies to my friends? And I've said it all the time. But really, I think overthinking, at least for me, is one of my biggest flaws. Like overthink pretty much everything, pretty much every little thing I do, and it's bad, honestly, how much I overthink things. I think that just not overthinking starting one is a great place to start, because if you have any fire or passion inside you where you want to, and you have something you want to say and you want to get it out there, you should just do it and not overthink it at first. Because I was having perfectionist tendencies early on where I'm like, oh, if it's not perfect, I don't even want to do it. And like getting so down, like, oh, I filmed this video, but it's not good enough, so I'm not going to post it. This was like before this channel ever existed right now. And so like just not overthinking it and just understanding that you will get better. I think those are serious pieces of advice. I'm not just saying that to say it. Like seriously, it will get better whether you even know that it does or not. Like whether you're seeing changes or not, things are getting better each time you make a video. You're getting a little more comfortable on camera or, editing, whatever it is. Time. Everything will get better with time. That's my piece of advice. So if you have any desire to do it, just do it. Especially because it's not like you're taking a risk. It's not like you're like making an investment on YouTube. Like, oh, I gotta put like all this money into YouTube, and if the channel doesn't take off, oh, I'm down the drain, or all this. Or it's not like you're doing anything risky. You're just making a channel, and there's no harm in doing that. That's my big speed advice. You never know. The great quote. This is my friend. I mentioned something Trevor says almost every stream. Love you, Trevor, if you're watching. I believe this is the quote he told me, and I don't want to butcher this, so give me a second to actually think of it. But I think it's along the lines of this, and I don't know who said it. I think it might have been, I don't know, someone famous said this quote. They were like, you can imagine. I'm gonna butcher this, by the way. It's along the lines of, here's the idea of the quote. You can think about all the things that could go wrong, but imagine how good it could have been if you never like. Basically saying, you could sit here and worry about, oh, if I start the channel, this could go wrong, this could go wrong, this could go wrong, and I might not do this or this right or wrong. But you never know how good it could have been if you just started the channel, or how much growth you could have gone through if you simply just hit record and posted that one video. It's a domino effect type thing. It's kind of wild, actually. So that's kind of how I feel about it now. Hope that helped. Taco Boy Studios says Star Wars: A New Hope or Good Will Hunting. Give me... Wow. The older I get and the more I think about it, the more Good Will Hunting climbs to that number one spot. That's really tough for me. Oh, man. I don't know. I don't know. Right now, I really don't. I think Good Will Hunting might be a little bit of a better movie. That's what I'll say. That's what I'll say right now. But I love them both so dearly to me. Where are we at in the chat, by the way? Oh, here we are. I don't think that movie's going to be rated R. I don't. I would love it if it was, but the first one wasn't, and that was pretty gritty enough. The Batman Part 2 has to be PG-13. You want my simple answer? The box office. I know R-rated superhero movies can be hits, but Warner Bros. And DC cannot afford to lose money right now. So they're going to make that movie PG-13 because a lot of kids are going to see the Batman. I mean, it's just like, it's a new superhero movie. Yeah, it's darker and all that, but like some parents aren't going to let their kids go see an R-rated movie. But if it's PG-13, like, oh yeah, we'll drop you off the movie, blah, blah, Like if the Dark Knight trilogy was rated R, it wouldn't have made as much money. That's just a fact. That is a fact. So yeah, a lot of people have this vision of Batman, of like the cheesy Tim Burton one. Like this movie is dark. Like the Batman, I don't know if I would let a child watch that, like a 10-year-old, like an 8-9-year-old watch it, like they could probably watch some of the MCU stuff, but the Batman, there's like traumatizing stuff in that movie for a kid, but it's PG-13, so a lot of people are just gonna like turn a blind eye to it and be like, oh yeah, it's Batman, pow, boom, the 60s cartoon. Mad Titan, what's good, man? Hello there, how you doing? It's been a minute. Finally finished Better Call Saul recently and thought it was amazing. Lalo is a go-to character. And that's one of the best written shows of all time, without question. I've been like have this desire to rewatch just about everything I love lately, and I might be doing a rewatch of The Universe, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, and El Camino. Might do that sometime soon. Might just do it. Marauders would be great. I see you guys in the chat. Marauders would be awesome. I don't plan on seeing Renfield. Newsies is my favorite musical. Hell yeah, Jason. That's one of Cam's favorites too. It's damn good. It's a fun one. It's got some bangers. Where are we at? What's the worst indie movie? Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but it's not a bad movie. It's not. It's really not. To me personally, I love that movie. But I rate it lower than the others, but I still love it and have a very big soft spot for it. Have I watched the Ewoks movies? I actually have not. Yeah, Legos are so much fun. I love them. I'm probably going to sift through this pile more. I might put the pile up, but I might pour the pile back out later. Who knows? It's what I used to do when I was a kid. Who'd win in a fight, Steve Harrington or Marty McFly? Give me Steve with the bat. They're both similar. Where could I watch Unusual Couple podcast? There's a YouTube channel. If you go to my page right now, if you're on your phone, you can click on like the home, and then there's like other channels. You can find it there. And there should be a playlist with all of them dating back to before we had that channel. We would post it on Cam's YouTube channel. You can find it all the way back to there. Megan stinks. I agree. What's your favorite Back to the Future? Gotta go with the OG. Peace, Maggie. Hope you have a great night. Thanks for stopping by. What's the scariest movie you've ever seen? Honestly, I've said this before. The concept of like a lot of things of Final Destination messes with me. It's not like I'm terrified watching it, but like I overthink a lot of things from it and it like gets to me. So Final Destination, low key, very creepy, very, very creepy movies, but I still enjoy them. I've never seen any version of Doctor Who, and I probably will keep it that way just because it's another fandom that I just don't. There's so much to watch, and I don't really need that right now. I don't ever see myself watching it. You never know. 10 years from now, I can think, oh, I'm going to watch Doctor Who, but I doubt I'll ever get into it. Favorite Pixar movie? Give me Ratatouille and Toy Story 3. I always say that, but it's true. I am not going to watch Beau is Afraid. I haven't seen Hereditary Midsummer, and I never will. I just don't need to mess myself up that much, so I'm going to avoid them forever. I already know what happens in both those movies. In high school, they both came out when I was, wait, no. Hereditary came out when I was did that come out in 16? I was a junior in high school when it came out. And then my friend saw it and like literally he sat me down and like told me, I would always ask, I'd be like, I'm not going to watch this ever. I would say this for like multiple horror movies, including the movie Sinister. I was like, yo, I'm not going to watch this movie. So just tell me everything I need to know. And they like did it and I like pictured it in my head. So I'm probably more traumatized by that than actually watching the movie. Imagine like someone describing Hereditary to you because the mind can go to darker places than they can put on a film. So Hereditary was described to me and I couldn't even sleep that night just from someone describing to me what happened. Same with Midsummer. Someone described it to me. It wasn't as bad, but I just won't watch it. And Beau is Afraid. I'm good. I heard it's like weird. I just don't want to watch it. I'm good. I don't think Guardians 3 will make $1 billion. I think it'll do around 850 mil. We'll call it around $850 million, but I don't think it does $1 billion. That would be cool if it did, but I don't think it is going to. Oh my gosh, the remake of The Lion King is so bad. Yeah. And a lot of people are like, well, it's the same story, but it's lifeless. It's lifeless. There's no charm. There's no emotion. The music's not as good. It's honestly just a slap in the face, but that's just me. Have I seen Wicked? Yeah, I've seen the pictures from Wicked. I'm intrigued. I don't love the musical Wicked. I've seen it like at the Fox Theater in Atlanta. Like it's like an off-Broadway thing or whatever. It was fine, but like I think it's pretty overhyped. I like the Wizard of Oz movie though. Keely is underrated. She's a great character. Keely's awesome, yeah. Yep. From Ted Lasso. Oi. I want to say some Roy Kent quotes, but I'm not going to. All right. Water is good. Water is great. Absolutely, Matthew. I hope you have fun I think you said going to Fan Expo Philly. Have fun. I'm actually going to a Fan Expo in June. I was going to go to Philly, but I'm not anymore. I'm going to a different one now. Fan Expo. I'm just going to say I don't even care. Fan Expo Dallas. I'm going to Fan Expo Dallas. That's in June. So if you guys find yourself there, feel free to come say hello. I'd love to say hi. I'm meeting John Bernthal. Hopefully he's going to be there, but hopefully I get to meet him. And also, I believe Paul Walter Hauser, Stingray himself. Yeah, I'll do a full in-depth vlog. That's going to be fun. And yes, I will be meeting Starcourt Food Crisis. He was able to make it in. Hell yeah. My man, Jacob, we're actually meeting in person there. He's at the con. So if you guys are in here right now, let me know if you're going to Fan Expo Dallas. And if you see me, come say hello. I'll be there, I think, all 3 days. So yes, I'd love to say hello. Don't be afraid. I don't know. I was going to quote something and I was like, the Flick Pick always said that, so I don't want to take his line. But it is a line that I literally have said. And then I was like, oh, the Flick Pick says that. But this is it. Don't get scared now. Home Alone, you guys know it's great. So Flick Pick's a legend, by the way. Anyway. Okay. Have you ever forced yourself to go see new movies that you aren't interested in? I did for a while. This kind of harkens back to what I was talking about how this is literally kind of earlier in the stream, I referenced like how I have mad respect for people who go and see everything and review everything. I only really review things that I want to see. There are multiple movies every year I could go see, like Renfield. I could go see Renfield, but I don't want to. I just have no desire to watch it, So People will see the movie, people review the movie. I do not want to see it, so I am not going to go watch it. I may watch that movie one day. You never know. It just didn't look appealing to me, so I didn't go see it, you know? And before I even had YouTube, I only saw movies that I really, really wanted to see. I see way more than I did before then. I would maybe see 10 to 15 movies a year, like the biggest ones I wanted to see. Now I see more, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. So I can name some movies literally that I've forced myself to sit through. I will. If you go back to my YouTube in 2021, I did it a lot actually. A lot of these crappy Netflix movies I would sit through just to like review. I was like, I gotta get a video out and review it. And I was enduring these awful movies. There's one called Beckett with like John David Washington I watched. This movie called Reminiscence with Hugh Jackman came out on HBO. Cry Macho came out on HBO with Clint Eastwood. What else? Sweet Girl, Night Tooth or Night Teeth. These are awful movies that I watched and was like, oh, it's for the review, baby. But it was like I was punishing myself to do it. So I'm glad I stopped doing that, by the way. I still do review movies for those watching. Just movies I really want to go see. And that's really it. That's kind of the chemistry or the science behind it now. Okay. Where was I? Which Scream should I start with? The first one, the very first one, for sure. Absolutely, it's the one that started it all. You'd be kind of confused if you didn't start with that one. Do I like Wes Anderson? I'm fine on Wes Anderson. I actually don't love him. You know, I've seen, what have I seen? French Dispatch. I've seen Grand Budapest. I think that might be it. So I've seen like 2 of his movies, and that's enough for me to know exactly what he's about. I've seen scenes from his stuff, but it's not really my type of humor remotely. Like a lot of people find his movies hilarious. Again, more power to you if you do. I'm not trying to take that away from you. I don't really ever laugh during his movies. The Grand Budapest Hotel was his best one by far, but I just don't actively seek out Wes Anderson movies. There's a huge fandom for them though. Like the new movie, I'm not like that's one of the movies I'm not going to go see. What's it called? The man, what's it called? Asteroid City. Huge cast, and like I love a lot of the people in that movie. But I'm not going to see it just because I know I won't like it. Like I know that's like what? How do you know you're not going to like it? But the more like the older I get, the more movies I watch and genres and stuff. It's like I'm not going to. Just to be frank, I'm not going to waste my time watching something that there's a higher likelihood I'm not going to like it than I'm going to like it. So I'm not going to go sit through this. That is Asteroid City. Maya Hawke, Steve Carell, Tom Hanks. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's loaded with some of my favorite stars. I watched the trailer and I was like, that's all I need to know. It's going to be kind of, it's just going to be a Wes Anderson movie. So I think I've seen parts of Fantastic Mr. Fox, and that would be one I probably like because it's animated. But yeah, I'm just not a huge Wes Anderson fan. He's not a bad director though. I mean, it's just not my style really. Shoot. Favorite Star Wars character and couple. Great question. Favorite couple? I mean, come on. It's Han and Leia. Favorite character? I always say the same too because I mean it's true. I love Han and Obi-Wan, but I'm gonna say, yeah, it's one of them still. I was like, oh no, honestly, The Mandalorian and Din Djarin is like crawled on my list, but like season 3 honestly is really hurting a lot of my thoughts on that. They're just not doing much with them, unfortunately. I still love them though. A musical you could never get into. Maybe Wicked, I guess. Maybe Wicked, you know? It's not bad. I just didn't. I was kind of bored by it, actually. Maybe Wicked would be my answer. Perhaps, I'll say. Your videos are great. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Are you shocked that Mark Wahlberg is 51? Honestly, no. Do you think you'll get any new Lego sets? I did this weekend. I have 2 over there. They're the other Indiana Jones ones. The one from Crusade when him and Connery, Henry Jones Sr. They're flying they're well, technically they're not flying the plane in this part. It's the car, and then the plane is coming after him. Junior, yeah. And then I got the what's it called, the Ark of the Covenant, and like the statue. It's the snakes everywhere, so it's pretty cool. Do I think the Marvels will be better than Quantumania? I think there's a good chance it will be, and I like. Is Top Gun Maverick your favorite Tom Cruise film? It has to be. Top 3 Pixar franchises. Go. Give me Toy Story, even though I acknowledge Toy Story 1 through 3 is number 1, right? It's perfect. Then you got the 4th, but I still go Toy Story. I'll go Incredibles because there's more than one, and I will go Monsters, Inc. and University. I don't think I'm forgetting any, am I? Cars, no. Finding Dory, no. I still like it, but no. So I would say that. Yes, I'm telling you, John Wick Chapter 4 will do this to you. It will literally leave you buzzing when you walk out of theater. I felt like I was just on top of the world after I watched it for a while. Like for the next week, I was just on cloud 9. That movie rules. I need to see it again at some point just for that adrenaline rush. It's so good. Your video game list is terrible. I got so many comments about that. It was funny. It makes me laugh. A lot of people were mad I put Uncharted over the Super Mario Bros. Movie because I didn't really like the Super Mario Bros. Movie. The Mulan remake is worse. I have not seen the Mulan remake. Where are we at? Fair. Okay, I'll answer this one just because you've been persistent. I have to respect that at a certain point. It's honestly hard not to say one of these 3 autographed. This one doesn't show up well in this lighting. It's Giancarlo Esposito. This is William Zabka, and this is Ralph Macchio. These are like crown jewel, and I'm going to reorganize a lot of this, but those are pretty high. And then over there, I would say I've got Indiana Jones. He's hidden right now. That's up there for me. Probably my number 1, actually, because Cam got it for me, and it's just a dream pop of mine. But I have Mark 1 Iron Man I like a lot, too. He's been moved. Is water wet? I think so. Yeah, I think so. And yes, I'm going to Fan Expo Dallas. I will be meeting Jacob, Starcourt Food Court. Cram says I'm going to Dallas as well. Hope to see you there. Hell yeah. Awesome. Do you become Batman at 4 a.m.? That would be sick. Yeah, absolutely, Abby. If I ever make my way to a Canadian con, that might be the move, Abby. I don't know. I feel like that'd be pretty cool. All right. Will you watch Evil Dead Rise? No. I don't want to be disturbed. I don't. That's the type of horror stuff that I don't really watch. Like, Evil Dead is way too grotesque for me personally. I don't think I would watch it. But then I watch Saw. It's like I'm weird. I'm a weird guy. I watch Saw for those who don't know me and think, oh, this guy's a freak. I watch it with my girlfriend and with the Pretty Much It commentary tracks, the whole franchise, which essentially turns it into a comedy in a way. And I can't really explain that unless you just look up Pretty Much It Saw on YouTube. Then you'll understand. But the first movie stands alone is great. I also like Spiral and some other ones, but the Evil Dead stuff, like demonic, creepy stuff like that, I usually try and stay away from personally. Just it spooks me a little too much. We have a super chat, by the way, from Jason. What are your favorite horror films of all time? Great question. I was just kind of nice little segue, Jason, from what I was just talking about. I would go Saw, I would go Scream, I would go Psycho, and then I would probably say, oh, I have my Blu-rays genred off now. I reorganized the collection so I can kind of look and cheat. Get Out technically is horror. That's pretty damn good for me. No, I like John Carpenter's The Thing a lot. I've only seen it once, but it was a messed up movie, but it was good. I'd say those for me. My nose is starting to itch. Oh, I was about to go off because I thought this said the movie. Carson said, honestly, the National Treasure show is mid at best. I haven't seen it, so I can't speak to that, but the movies are the opposite of mid. They're incredible. Thank you. Yeah, Indiana Jones. Like I said, I got 2 more on the floor over there. I love Indiana Jones, and it's been nice revisiting some childhood things. They kind of remodeled some sets that I did from my childhood lately, so I've been re-exploring that. It's a fun time. Where are we at? I haven't seen Murder Mystery 1, so I haven't seen Murder Mystery 2, no. Do you like Fred from Scooby-Doo? I haven't seen Scooby-Doo in forever. Is that the blonde man character? Yeah, I think I liked them all, right? I think I liked all the Scooby-Doo gang. The mystery, what are they called? I'm blanking. The Mystery Mobile, is that the Scooby-Doo van? I don't know. I'm blanking. Let's see. We'll probably go for like 5-10 more minutes. So get your last minute questions in. Hit that like button again if you guys are in right now. Let's get to 50 likes if we're not. Let's do that. That'd be awesome. And if you guys are here on the replay as well, hit that like button. It means a lot. And Super Chat's the way to go to that guarantee to get. Whoa. Super Chat's the way to go to guarantee I get to your question, comment, concern. It's also a great way to help support the channel. All right, continuing on. Where was I? How many times do I say that in a stream? Someone ought to count that up. All righty. Okay, I answered that. I have not seen the movie. Oh, Heat. Yeah, I have with Pacino and De Niro, right? And Michael Mann directed. Yeah, I love Heat. It's a great heist movie. I was thinking of The Heat, which I have not seen. I think that's the movie with Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy. I haven't seen that one. Will I watch Five Nights at Freddy's? I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. No worries at all, Abby. I totally understand. I hope that you've been doing well. If you were on an island with only one movie, what would you choose? Probably like Remember the Titans, just because I could get a sports kick and I could rewatch the hell out of it. I already do. Banished Beagle says, love your video, man. Well, thank you. Thank you. Here we go. Isaiah says, hey, Chris, great to see you live again, but I had a question. I absolutely love the Incredible Hulk movie, and I just saw Liv Tyler will reprise Betty Ross in Cap 4. Just wondering what your thoughts were. Yeah, I'm down with that, and I think Tim Blake Nelson's character is going to be in Cap 4 as well, who's from Incredible Hulk. So it's cool that they're kind of canonizing that movie more. It's already canon, but maybe not the right terminology, making it relevant again, if that makes sense. The only thing that I wish they could do is release the Mark Ruffalo cut where they redo the whole movie with him. That would make me feel better. But no, yeah, it's cool that he's going to be in it, or both of them, I should say, are going to be in it. But yeah, I'm down. All right. Have I seen the Continental trailer? I still haven't watched it. I've seen the posters though. It's going good, Caesar. How about you? Favorite Netflix show? Stranger Things, baby. The signed Cobra Kai is amazing. They're my favorites right now. Until I get Stranger Things pop sign one day, which would be awesome. If Joe Keery ever comes to America for a con, because he's going to Germany for a con, if he ever comes here, I'll wait in that line for my whole life. Same with David Harbour. All right. Keep watch burn E.T. Raiders and the Batman. I'll keep Raiders. I will watch E.T. I will burn the Batman. I said it. E.T. I love that movie. It's a Spielberg classic, okay? The Batman I adore, but E.T., that's that Spielberg movie magic, people. Just saying. This is true, Abby. You're like the horror person. One of my horror peeps, I would say, because there's a lot out there that love horror. Lost Boys is one that I know you, Abby and Lewis have begged me to watch The Lost Boys. And I know my friend Jacob Starcourt Food Court also says it's worth the watch. That is pretty high on my list right now. I will watch it one day. I promise I'll watch it one day. Do I miss Cobra Kai? Yes. I am very ready for the new season, which I hope comes out next year. I really, really do. I think it's going to, by the way. I have not watched Gotham. John Wick is the best action movie franchise. I don't think it is, but it's up there for sure. I probably will be reacting to every episode of Stranger Things Season 5, of course. Of course. Let's see. Choose 5 Mark Wahlberg movies. The Departed, The Other Guys. I will go with Boogie Nights. I will go with I'll go with Ted, I guess, and then I'll go with what is it? What's the in? I'll go with something like Lone Survivor. That was a really random list, but those are probably the 5 most memorable to me. I'm probably forgetting one though. Yeah, but we'll go like 1 or 2 more questions. Again, hit that like button if you guys are in here. Hit it, and if you want to guarantee I get to your question last minute, Super Chat's the way to go. It's also a way to help support the channel and would mean a lot. Okay. Are you ever going to watch Men in Black? I will one day. Do I think the animated Stranger Things show is going to be good? I do. I have full faith in anything related to Stranger Things on Netflix. I don't think any of the spinoffs, live action, animated, anime, anything, I don't think they'll reach the height of the first show. I mean, you just really, I just don't think it's possible. But you never know. There have been spinoffs that have been damn near better, like Better Call Saul to Breaking Bad or House of the Dragon to Game of Thrones. So you never really do know. I think that I'm curious to see what the live action spinoff's going to be if they ever commit to that. I'm very interested to see because, again, would they do a spinoff with some of the main characters, or would they do a live action spinoff with a whole new group of characters, a la House of the Dragon? You know what I'm saying? Or would they do the Better Call Saul thing where they take a character and they lead their own spinoff show? So that'd be interesting to see. But yeah, that's kind of where I stand with the whole Stranger Things remake, or not remake, excuse me. We were talking about remakes and reboots earlier, so it threw me with the whole Stranger Things spinoff thing. By the way, how are we doing? We're doing good, Noah. How you doing? If you guys are in here, everyone click that channel right now, right here, 3 and Out. Go subscribe. This is a podcast I do with myself, my friend Noah, my friend Brandon. If you liked, if you guys checked out, the sports movie tier list I did with them here on the channel a week or so ago, you guys should go subscribe right now. All right, subscribe to 3 and Out. Do it. You know you want to. Right here, 3 and Out. It's actually, if you go to my channel, you can see it's now part of the channels at the bottom, so you can subscribe right there. We do weekly tier lists, video talks, all that stuff about college football and all that jazz. So check it out. It would mean a lot. Do it. Do it. Top 5 Justin Timberlake movies. I don't even know if I can name 5, but The Social Network is number 1. There's a snake in here, Amy. I love that movie, and I could quote it for days. What does he say? Oh, by the way, here's that check for $19,000. I wouldn't cash it, though. It's from the account that we, shut down or whatever. And then Andrew Garfield goes, he goes, I like standing next to you, Sean. It makes me look so tough. Damn good film. One of the best of all time. So The Social Network is the answer for all of those. All right. What's the worst Adam Sandler movie? The worst Adam Sandler movie that I've seen? I don't really know the worst I've seen. Maybe, what's that movie called? Hubie Halloween. That's what it's called. Hubie Halloween. That might be my answer. Yeah, the Ocean's Trilogy is amazing. You guys should check it out if you haven't seen it. The Ocean's Trilogy rules. Carrie says, you've inspired me to start collecting Funko Pops. Saving for Mr. Miyagi. That's a great first one right there. Wax on, wax off. What a guy. I need to get Mr. Miyagi myself. I don't have it, but yeah, the Cobra Kai Pops are sick, and the Karate Kid ones are really cool too. They're a little, they're rarer, I should say. But yeah, they're cool ones for sure. Little Vern, I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm planning on binge watching the live action Disney princess films leading Little Mermaid. I'm going to watch all the live action ones, including Aladdin, and do a big tier list. I've never done that. Everyone has requested it. My friends have said, you should do this one. So I will be doing a tier list of all the Disney live action remakes. I've seen a good chunk of them, but there's a little bit of homework I have to do. But I have about a month and a week to do that. So I'll end up procrastinating it until the week of and just spend my day watching a bunch of Disney movies. All right. How do I feel about Inside Out 2? I don't know. It's kind of weird that they're doing a sequel to it. It's kind of like a Ratatouille type movie where it needs to be left alone, but there's definitely more room to explore there. For sure. But yeah, that's probably going to do it, I think. Yeah, we're at about an hour 23. I think that'll conclude this stream. Yeah, that was a fun one, guys. That really was. So I appreciate it if you made it in here and got to ask some questions live. If you're here on the replay, because time zones are a thing, I also appreciate you there. Hit that like button, guys. If you're in here right now, there's 42 of you still in here. Hit that like button. It means a lot. Subscribe and hit that notification bell, of course, to stay tuned for future videos coming soon. That movie hot takes part 2 video is coming out at some point. I have to film and edit it still, but it should be out maybe tomorrow or Wednesday. Looking forward to that. And of course, go subscribe to 3 and Out. It's linked on the homepage of my channel. Excuse me. Weekly college football, talk football show, even sports movies at times. So check that out if you're interested. It mean a lot. Other than that, have a great night, great rest of your week. Stay tuned for more shorts content coming this week, whether that's TikTok, Instagram, or here on YouTube. Got some fun long form videos as well. And we're kind of just trudging along to May, which is going to be the biggest month of the year, probably for content, from Guardians to Little Mermaid to Fast and Furious. And then, June, July, we got that momentum we're carrying it right into. So slow few weeks, but I'll have some more creative videos out here soon for you guys. I look forward to them. And stay tuned for probably another live stream next week. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, I will see you guys later.